I am going to show you guys how to upload files to your website. So we're going to be using the file manager for that. So go ahead and click on the icon or click on the link, and that is going to open up in a new tab. So this is just how cPanel likes to work things, is it opens this up in a new tab. But this should look really familiar to you because this is supposed to look like the Windows File Explorer or Finder on a Mac. So if I take a look at this over here, you see we've got this directory tree to the left, and over here I've got a directory tree to the left, or over here. And once you click on it, it shows all the files to the right. So it's the same thing that's going on here. Is you got your directory tree and you got your files and your folders over here. Then we've also got some navigation, so this will take me back to the home, which I'm already there right now, so that's why it's disabled. If I go down a folder, I can always go up one level or back and forward using the navigation over here. Reload is kind of useful for when you want to reload everything that's in this section. So after you've uploaded some files, go ahead and click reload, and that's just going to reload this box with all the files. You can select all or unselect all and so on. So basically this is just a file manager but in the browser, right? And you can see we've got a toolbar at the top to upload or add new files and folders, or upload folders and files, or we can restore, delete, and so on, but something has to be selected at that point when you want to delete. Anyway, don't just delete stuff that's over here, please. We need to go into public HTML. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and you can see that's opened up the public HTML directory here. And public HTML is where we want all the folders or all the files that we want users to be able to see need to be uploaded to our public HTML directory, so that is what users see when they visit the site. And you can see right now I've got an index file over here, and there's also CGI bin, which is empty. But let me go up a level here, and I'm gonna just delete these files. So this index.php file is the coming soon page that's currently displaying, and I'm gonna get rid of that and upload my own file. So let's select them, click delete, trash the files, bam, they're gone. If I go back to the domain josiecorp.com and refresh, you can see it now says index of, and there's nothing here. So basically what is happening is, because there's no index page, the browser is trying to give me a list of any other files or folders that might be in the public HTML directory. And the problem is there aren't any, so nothing's showing up. But if there was something, then we'd have a few files showing up here. And if there was an index file, then instead of showing the index of the directory, it would actually load the index file that I place here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload my own index.html file, and I've already created it. It's the most awesome website in the world. Basically just the standard HTML5 template that you would have learned how to make in my previous tutorials. Yeah, we've got a title, I'm about to go live on the internet, and we've got a heading that says, OMG, I'm live on the internet. So just make sure that, the only reason I'm reading that out is so that you guys can see it, because I'm going to upload it, and I want you to see the same thing over here. Did I just, wow. Okay, let's put you back there. I just pulled it out of its place. Anyway. So what I want to do now is upload a file. So I'm going to click on upload, and that's going to open a new tab. And I'm going to drag my index.html page that I want to upload into this box. And there we go. It's uploaded the file. So if I come back to my file manager and I hit reload, I can see that my file is now here. And I can see the file size, the time and date it was last modified was today at 8:08, which is the time right now. And then we've got permissions, which I'll talk about quickly after this. But let's quickly refresh this page. So I'm going to hit refresh, and you can see, OMG, I am live on the internet. So that is my index page showing up on the server, which is pretty awesome. So now people can see my website. And yeah, if I go ahead and highlight or click on this file, you'll see I can also copy it, move it, download it, rename it, or edit it in one of the code editors. So there are 3 editors here. There's code editor, HTML editor, and the normal editor. And this is going to look, I guess the closest thing to look like a code editor would be the one that says code editor. And so yeah, if you ever want to edit files directly on the server really quickly, you can go ahead and click on that. But I usually just download files and then work on them in Sublime because it's, you know, much easier to use, and then I'll upload them again back to the server. Then we've got permissions. So by default, permissions for files are usually 644. So let me highlight this, click on permissions, and you can see we're able to change that. So permission right now 644, but as soon as I start ticking more of these boxes, these numbers change, right? So basically, if the file is read only, in other words, nobody can edit it, then it would be 444. And 444, obviously, that's what you want people to have if you want them to be able to see the file. If the file is forbidden and you don't want them to see it, you go ahead and make the file permissions 000. And now when I come back here, you can see index.html is forbidden, so you're not allowed to have access to it, and obviously we don't want that to happen on our site. So let's go ahead and just change permissions to be at least read only, but the user should actually have write permissions, so we can go ahead and modify this file, but we don't want other people to be able to modify the file if they gain access to the server somehow. So we will leave those boxes unticked. And then executors, if you ever have an executable on here, which you really shouldn't, then you can enable execution, and that will allow files to be executed. And I recently had an issue where images need to be in an executable folder, which is interesting, but we'll get into that another time. So yeah, that is how to use this file manager. And I realized I just skipped compress and extract. So compress, if I highlight this and hit compress, is going to make a zip file of the file that I've just selected. So I could go ahead and click compress, and obviously extract would extract the file, but I'm not going to bother about doing any of those things because you guys know how to unzip and zip files. So that's just available in this file manager if you ever want to do that. And that is all I have for you in this video. So don't forget to subscribe. Please feel free to leave a comment, like, and share this